Today we're going to talk about how to record your presentation in PowerPoint. You've already seen the silent demo going over the real quick points in recording. We're going to get more into the detail right now. Here are our main topics. Why would you want to record your presentation? We're going to talk about the cameo. We're going to get more into recording and then exports and then some other information at the very end. So you may want to ask, why would I want to record? Well, as I've shown here, you could have a YouTube channel like I have here. You could forward your presentation to others for their review. You may want to just have a retention of your own presentations. It could be for training at work or some hobby that you have, maybe some civic organization. Building your own library of you and others. It could be for a website or it could be for other purposes. So that's the reason why you'd want to record. Plus, it's nice to have this in your quiver, as they say. Okay, the record icon is on the far right on the home menu. When you click it, you'll get another record button with some options here. And we'll go over these options in a little bit. But once you press that record, you get various options as far as camera styles. All of these are different, what's the word I'm looking for? Camera formats or camera styles. And we'll show you those live in just a moment. And you can even add some. Here you see is a pentagon shaped camera. Let's drop out. And let's blow this up so you can see it a little better. You can click on this, go to record. Go to record again. Okay. If we go to cameo, go to record, and then cameo, this slide, we get another cameo. And as you can see, it is round. You can resize it. And here is where the different styles take effect. That's a rectangle. That's a circle with a border on it. Go back to the cameo. Oh, now we've got another. We don't need three. Oh, and you see the camera symbol. Now the camera is enabled. Now it's not enabled. So if we go back, let's just go ahead and add another one. Not only can you change the styles here, but you have a whole bunch of shapes here. Let's go with triangle. Okay, little tight, but you can have your subject move back. Or you could go to, let's say, a heart. Reshape the heart and get a little better image there. I think you see, and then you got different borders, because you can have different borders and different colors of different borders. And I guess you could even have different effects where you could have a shadow or reflection of your camera image. So let's go to something a little more standard. Let's go to this shape right here. Notice we got two different cameos with different shapes. And you want to do this, as the title says, before you start your recording. If you want to change the default from the circle, which is typically on the bottom right, this is the time when you don't want to do it. Let's see what our next slide is. Okay, this is just showing you, this is just a round circle with an orange glow and mirroring. You really can't see the mirroring very well, but it's there. And that's how it would look on the slide if you were recording. Here's a cross that's rotated, so you don't have to be in a perfect orientation. You can rotate the images the way you want it. Okay, I believe that's on the Cameo. There's another option that I found about screen recording. You can record a particular screen or window. You can record the whole window or part of the window. And that's a good feature to have, where it will copy or record both the edit view and the slideshow view in the same recording. And there's an audio only record option. As you can see from the bubble text, you record audio by using a microphone. It makes sense. It will play back automatically when the slideshow is presented. The real key with this feature in PowerPoint is that the recordings are attached to each slide. There are some notes in the help that says do not record or do not speak while the slides are transitioning, because it will not record that information. So you need to make a slide, record something, move to the next one, make your audio recording, etc., etc. Let's go ahead and look at this record ribbon. The preview is more for the cameo, for the camera. Let's pick one. Let's pick a different shape. Let's go with this. Let's see what this box looks. That's kind of funky. Kind of a three-dimensional box. So that's what the preview is for. You can select your camera. We've already talked about the different camera styles. You can apply to all slides. You got your different shapes, borders, and effects. Let's get back on record. You can record from the current slide, from the beginning of the slide deck or from the current slide. We've talked about screen recording and we've talked about audio recording. Clearing a recording will clear it from the particular slide, or you can clear it from all slides. Just depends on what you have previously done. And you can re-record per slide. You do not have to go back to the beginning of the whole slideshow or the whole presentation. You can re-record a particular slide. Reset the cameo. Okay, I guess that just puts the cameo back on all slides. Save as show. You probably never use this. This is the old PowerPoint slideshow output. Now everyone will either be using PowerPoint or an MP4 or an MOV file, so you'll probably never use this. Export. I had to bring the slide over so you could see it to this window. You have your export video button here. You have your title, which will be the same title as your slideshow, but you can modify it and put whatever you want as the extension. And you can put it someplace else by using the browse button, and it shows you the path of the file where it's going to be located. customize export. I have not looked at that. Oh, you can change the format. You can go up to 4K or you can go down to 480p depending on your space and what you're going to do with the file once you're done with it. And you have some other options here. Use recorded timings and narrations. That's typically your default. Okay, here, don't use recorded timings and narrations. So just different things you can do to enhance your slide. Second spin on each slide. If you do not do anything on the slide after 5 seconds, it will move to the next slide. So a lot of options there under export. And then you would just hit the export button if you want to export it. Otherwise, you could exit or you could re-record. Let's just see what this is. Okay, you could re-record this particular slide. So let's go to the export button. Now we're on the export page. You hit the export. Oops, hit it too quick. I double clicked. So it says, oh, you already have a file like this. Do you want to replace it? Let's just say yes. And you'll see a status bar of your exportation as it's going on. We're going to exit out of this. I think we got a couple more slides left. Oh, the summary. Let's hold off on the summary. I've got some other notes I need to go over. Make sure I capture those. You can record in, well, I might as well just move the notes to where you can see them. Okay, it says here you can record in slideshow, presenter view, or teleprompter view, and those can be exported. And another reason you want to record is to let people see the passion and the personality during your presentation. PowerPoint will record laser, pen, and highlighter additions. And as I mentioned earlier, it will not record during slide transition. And the round cameo is the default cameo for PowerPoint. The mouse is displayed and the cameo can be turned off. You can switch between the record and the export buttons at the top bar of the window. Here's an example here. Here's an example of teleprompter view. Basically, it puts the notes that you may have in your notes section at the top of the screen so that your eyes are at the top of the screen near the camera. There's presenter view, the normal way you normally see it, and you can switch between views. You can blur the camera. You can delete a recording, as I mentioned, on a particular slide, or you can delete all of the recordings. We've talked about the different export options, whether it's MP4 or MOV, and you can upgrade it to 4K or downgrade it to 720 or 480 K. And we've talked about all the different things within PowerPoint that will be captured. Oh, here's one that I forgot to mention. Embedded media files will not play when the file is recorded. So it's almost like a recording of recording, like I'm doing here. I'm recording on my camera because I'm recording in PowerPoint at certain times. It says transitions will play differently. I did not test that, but you can. And then we get into back where we started at the beginning. Now we'll get into the summary. This recording feature in PowerPoint is a very powerful tool. You can use it. You can use a plain camera cameo, or you can change its shape. You can record parts of the window or an entire window if you want to. You can record and re-record a single slide or the entire presentation depending on what the issue is. And you can export in 2 different formats. And you can have the cameo on or off on the slides depending on what you want to do. And you can preview the recording of each slide, seeing the cameo, the camera cameo, and the shape inside your orientation. And the recordings will stay in PowerPoint until they are exported. So it's like the recordings are attached to each slide. You can blur the camera background. You can record only. It's a very powerful tool. So it's a little awe-inspiring, the recording, but you can do it. So play with it, have fun. Let me know if you have any questions and we'll dig into it a little further. And happy PowerPointing. Enjoy your recording in PowerPoint.